The commencement exercises of MCPHS University will now come to order. Please rise for the national anthem, which will be sung by MCPHS alumni Ashley Swanson, 2013 graduate of the Worcester Manchester PA program. Ashley.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you for that wonderful performance, Ms. Swanson. Will the audience please be seated? As chairman of the Board of Trustees, I extend to all a warm welcome on this happy occasion and special congratulations to the parents, partners, relatives, and friends of our graduates for whom this day has such an important meaning. To members of the university, faculty, administration, staff who are also with us, I express my thanks and appreciation for your ongoing dedication to our mission and commitment to our students. The commencement invocation will be delivered by Gail Phillips Booker, class of 1963. Gail is university chaplain and a member of the Board of Trustees. She is a service deacon at the University Lutheran Church and Secretary-Treasurer of the Society of Ordained Scientists, North American Province. Gail, please come to the podium to deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. We are grateful for this joyful day of anticipation and celebration to mark this milestone event with these soon-to-be graduates. May wisdom, compassion, truth, and patience help our graduates to face the challenges in their work as they help to diagnose, treat, and ease suffering for all who are entrusted to their care. Today we give thanks for the gift of life and all the blessings that we enjoy each day. Today we are especially grateful for families, friends, faculty, administration, and staff from the university community who by their teaching, encouragement, guidance, and love have brought these students to this commencement day. In our celebrations, let us also remember those who are in need, especially those who need access to affordable health care. May we all become advocates to make health care available to everyone in order to help endless suffering, regardless of health or economic status. Amen.
So glad we don't have rain. Thank you, Mr. Monahan, for the kind introduction and for inviting me. I'm so honored to be here. Members of the Board of Trustees, esteemed members of the faculty, proud parents and family members, and devoted friends, congratulations to all of you. But especially congratulations to the graduates of the MCPHS University Class of 2018, all 1,800 of you. You represent a diversity of backgrounds, professions, and even educational experiences. And I am so thrilled to see that 70% of you are women. Fantastic. Whether you've studied in Boston, and I see some familiar faces from the Longwood Avenue, Worcester, Manchester, or online, you've been driven by the same passion and the same mission: to see that every child born today shares the same prospect of good health and a long life, regardless of their ethnic heritage, financial circumstances, or gender identity. Keep in mind why you pursued your field in the first place: your patients. Always place your patients first in everything you do, and you will fulfill your commitment to the medical profession. You're entering the healthcare profession at a very important time. Healthcare is expanding in so many directions, and each of you will be at the center of this change and transformation. Each of you are the future of healthcare. We need your talents, your skills, your experience, and your perspective to shape our healthcare future together. We need you to lead the next generation of healthcare providers as we strive to bring excellent care to a growing and aging population. You're already off to a great start. Whichever of the 68 different degrees you received today, you can be confident that your training at MCPHS University has given you the best imaginable foundation for today's healthcare. You've already had the opportunity to learn from and work with healthcare professionals in other fields as an integrated team, just as you will do throughout your career. And as I'm sure you know, the Wall Street Journal has ranked MCPHS as the #1 university in the United States for earning power, ahead of Harvard and Georgetown. That's pretty awesome. And now it's up to you to use what you've learned to build your future. And Gillette Stadium, the home of the New England Patriots, is the perfect launching site. For today, more than ever, healthcare is a team sport. When I was a new graduate, healthcare was a hierarchy, headed by clinical department chairs and lab directors. But it's different today, for the better. And you've been preparing for a new era of patient-centered care. At the Brigham, we're breaking down silos and clinics and labs by instituting interdisciplinary centers of excellence for treating heart disease, brain disease, orthopedics, cancer, and women's health, and by sharing research data and results openly. We've learned that it takes a team, perhaps even a village, to deliver optimal health care by putting and placing our patients first. Class of 2018, we need each and every one of you on that team. The United States is facing a physician shortage that is projected to reach 100,000 by 2030 as our population grows and ages. The physician assistants and nurses among you will assume more Awesome. You will assume more responsibility for primary care. And the primary care provider is only a single player on the patient's team. Our patients will rely on the specialized expertise of each of you to help them stay healthy, recover from acute illness, and manage chronic conditions and disabilities. No one knows the value of teamwork better than Coach Bill Belichick. If you've ever watched his press conferences, you know he's a man of very few words, but he packs a lot into them. Support your teammates. Prepare for any outcome. That advice will also serve you well in the healthcare arena, just as it has served the Patriots over the past decade. We just marked the 5th anniversary of an event that has really become a case study in teamwork and preparation, and that's the medical response to the Boston Marathon bombings. When 2 explosions shattered that glorious Monday afternoon in 2013, the city was prepared. Boston's 5 Level 1 trauma teams had recently drilled with the city EMT for a potential explosion at Logan Airport. Moreover, there were physician volunteers, EMTs, and medical tents at the finish line to treat runners. And despite hundreds of severe injuries, only 3 people passed. But every one of the 264 injured individuals who made it to a hospital survived, thanks to the exceptional teamwork within and among Boston's outstanding hospitals. At the Brigham, the ambulances began to arrive within 20 minutes after the first blast. We had 7 operating rooms and 7 trauma teams waiting for them. Throughout the afternoon and evening, we treated 31 survivors and comforted their loved ones. But that first day was only the beginning. For the next 5 days, Boston was in lockdown because the bombers were still at large, and our hospital became a fortress, its entrances guarded by city police and state patrol officers. FBI agents walked the halls. At the same time, we were also functioning as a hotel and conference center. Medical staff and the families of patients were sleeping in vacant hospital rooms. Boston's mayor, Tom Menino, was recovering from surgery at the time and was running the city from his room in our patient tower. Throughout the week, the governor, our senators, and congressmen came to visit the injured. So did First Lady Michelle Obama, who required us to work with the Secret Service to ensure that she could enter and exit safely. And on Friday evening, the final bomber was captured, and hospitals began to return to normal. All the while, we were caring for the critically wounded, many of whom required multiple surgeries and ICU care. There was no single hero among us, but there were 700 dedicated healthcare professionals working together to avert chaos, treat the injured, calm the families of patients, respond to instructions from the city, state, and federal governments, and inform the press. And all the while, these 700 dedicated healthcare professionals never lost sight that their patients were their first priority. So unanticipated events can and will create upheaval. The world of healthcare has always been changing as research steers us to different approaches for healing people and preventing illness. What I learned in school, what you learned in school, this information is only a starting point. Your accumulated knowledge will shift endlessly and at an accelerating rate. Since I've graduated, I've seen conventional wisdom like heart disease is a man's disease overturned, and some crazy ideas like bacteria can cause stomach ulcers proven true and gone on to revolutionize treatment. I've watched operations evolve from lengthy open procedures to day surgeries performed through keyhole incisions, and HIV/AIDS going from a terrible fatal illness to a manageable chronic condition. I've witnessed the Human Genome Initiative being conceived, set in motion, and completed, and the cost of sequencing an individual genome fall from $300 million to $1,000. You too will take part in even more remarkable transformations in medical science and healthcare. In the next few years, you may be using gene editing to cure genetic diseases. You'll be harnessing the oral microbiome to prevent gum disease and tooth decay. And you'll be employing 3D printers to create custom mobility aids. You'll be sending drones to deliver medical devices to remote locations. And you'll be getting lab tests on a lab on a chip. You'll likely to be filling your patients' prescriptions based on their genetic makeup. And you will be serving more patients virtually or physically in their communities and homes, rather than in a clinic or a hospital. But you already are off to an outstanding start. I've learned that some of you have conducted health clinics in the underserved villages in Morocco on a recent service trip, and others have volunteered with Worcester Public Schools to provide free eye exams to students. So indeed, you are the future of healthcare. And how you will lead depends on the values you hold. For Bill Belichick, hard work and dependability are more important than extraordinary talent. Two recent bestsellers, Grit and The Road to Character, do make compelling cases for this approach. In the bestseller Grit, psychologist Angela Duckworth details research indicating that grit, a combination of passion and perseverance, is a better indicator of success than innate ability. And in his bestseller, The Road to Character, David Brooks argues that great leaders are more likely to exhibit eulogy virtues, humility, kindness, and courage, rather than resume virtues, high test scores, rapid promotions, and large salaries. Today, those of us who lead hospitals and medical centers, our teams are filled with the healthcare versions of Tom Brady. The 199th place, 6th round draft pick, whose perseverance and dedication to his and her teammates have propelled him and her and their team to unparalleled success. Like Bill Belichick, we recognize that talent and brilliance, the so-called resume virtues, can only be the starting points. We need people like you who embrace challenges not just with intelligence and knowledge, but who will also persevere in the pursuit of excellence, who have the humility to listen to others and to admit and learn from their mistakes, who have the courage to tackle difficult problems, who respect one another, who are kind, and who will always put their patients first. We always need your voices. We have major changes and challenges ahead. How do we continue to care for millions of Americans in a manner that's compassionate, efficient, and affordable? How do we tackle the social issues that endanger public health, income inequality, substandard education, and violence? And how do we bring our standard of health care to the underserved areas of the world? If you've got a good idea, express it. If you hear a good idea, voice your support. Class of 2018, welcome to the Global Healthcare Team. You're about to embark on an exciting and rewarding career. Follow your moral compass, strive for excellence, and always stay humble. And remember why you've joined a profession that is so much more than a job or a career. It's your commitment to keeping your patients first, your patients and their families in everything that you do. So to the class of 2018, best of luck and Godspeed to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nabel.
Dragon. Sabrina Dunshee.
We have honored many today for degrees and certificates earned and for services to our university. They have also honored us with their hard work and devotion to our university and to the health professions. This is the shared message of commencement. I would also like to acknowledge and honor again a special group of people. I am, of course, referring to the parents, spouses, partners, children, grandparents, relatives, and friends of the graduates and award recipients who have worked hard and provided love, encouragement, and support to reach this day. We know how much this means to you. Will the graduates, faculty, and award recipients please stand and join me in a round of applause to honor those who have supported you.